Here we are on Gypsy today. You'll see me just ride her through that gate. We're working on going through gates, in and out. Kind of working on her in the open area. She's getting to where she's not real confident out here, so we're just kind of letting her build her confidence. She gets startled quite a bit, so we just kind of let her mosey around out here. I had her down close to the barn yesterday, and a bird flew out, and it kind of spooked her pretty good. But we worked through it, and so we're just going to give her a quick little ride out here today. It's been windy and cloudy off and on. Not supposed to have no rain, but we've had a few rain sprinkles here and there. Actually feels kind of nice. It's a pretty warm, muggy day. So we're just going to kind of get her out here, turn her every direction. Really work on that handle. Work on her being out in the free and the open. She's a real quiet horse. She's real good, real fun to ride. You know, like I said, just a little spooky. She gets spooked pretty easy. We've done tons of desensitizing, but you know, there's also things out in the natural that we can't desensitize for that we just got to ride for. And that's the spot we're at. So, we'll just kind of take her off into some unfamiliar territories and go from there. Seeing all these little bugs fly through the flowers. Kind of leery of the taller grass, which we have killed a few rat snakes. Well, we don't mean to kill rat snakes, but mowing, we accidentally do. We kind of let the good ones live to keep the bad ones away. Used to, I'd kill any snake. I was that guy. There's no such thing as a good snake. Still don't really believe there is, but I do believe that they do help keep down, you know, like the rodents and the bad snakes, which I'd rather have some rat snakes and racers or whatever around than I'd like to have king snakes around a lot more than copperheads or water moccasins, which we got a big pond right there, so you know, it's kind of a haven for all snakes. But luckily I've gotten real good. Water snakes is what we mostly have. They're not poisonous. They're very mean looking, but they're not like a water moccasin. They won't chase you. They're not poisonous. So I've had to learn a lot about snakes here with this pond. Now she gets to where she wants to stop, and then I gotta kick her back off. Come on. She likes to go left, so I pull right to make her go. That way we don't get into a habit of not going. Now she does get to where you gotta really kind of kick on her some. She's on that real lazy side. I gotta actually use spurs with her. If I'm kicking her with bare heels, she'll stand there stubborn. Or I can finally spin her in a circle to get her going, but then she just kind of stops again. So this horse definitely spurs as a friend. We're not rough with them. We just lightly bump them. Just a little persuasion. Come on. Go. So this is Gypsy. I think I said that in the beginning, just in case I didn't. There it is. We have two Gypsies right now, so we just kind of call her Gypsy 1 or Gypsy Bay. Gypsy's a paint. It's always fun when you get two horses with the same name at the same time. We've had a lot of horses with the same names. Bellas have been very popular. Gypsy's kind of being a popular one here lately. We've had several Rebas. We've even had a personal Reba. Yeah, we've we get a. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of common names for horses, just like there are people, and they get used more frequently than we would know. I remember growing up in school, mine was the most popular. There'd be 6 or 7 of us in one class. We had to go by our last names. Horses don't have last names, so we just throw a 1, 2, or 3, or add in their color. You'll see she handles good. I mean, she turns easy. She's real soft. Barely pull on her mouth. Really even pull on her mouth. Barely bump her. I try to keep all the horses I do real soft. I don't want hard-mouthed horses. I do them all in a snaffle. Even what we graduate to in the very end, it's still a snaffle. It's just not a D-ring. It does have a short shank on it. It's a twisted wire with a dog bone. Got one with roller, got one without roller. Those are pretty much the bits I kind of use. So I always use something very easy in their mouth. I don't really use correction bits and all that. If I need to use a bit because they're not handling well or they're not turning a certain way, I go back to the basics and go back to a snaffle and then get them softened up that way. I'm sure there's uses for those, but I mostly start a bunch of young horses. Do fix some older horses, but it's always worked out that I could just fix them in a snaffle, whether it have a shank or a D-ring. It's usually lots of flexing. Usually an older horse, I think it's where they won't go one way. There's a flexing issue, and you can usually flex it out of them. Always like to be real easy on their mouths. I mean, y'all ever had mouth pain? Y'all know a mouth is a very sensitive thing. Same way for a horse. If you're rough on their mouth, I mean, it's like somebody being rough on your mouth. You got to think a toothache is one of the worst pains your body can have. I've had toothaches that hurt worse than 3 broken ribs at a time. So, I mean, you got to be real cautious and careful in their mouths. Don't ever want to be real rough and pull a bunch. Well, been putting in quite a bit of time on her work on the spook. I think she's kind of like, I'm ready for some time off. But you don't get no time off anytime soon, little one. Say little. So this horse, we say 2, but she's actually about to be 3. She turns 3 in May. She's not really 2. Well, she technically is, but she's not really. I mean, she's about to be 3. So it's about the time most people do get them started, is when they're right there at the 3-year mark. Yeah, she got started a few months early, but it ain't hurting nothing. We ain't riding her hard. We ain't doing a bunch of hard performance stuff on her. We ain't roping off of her. We're just getting her broke and gentle to ride. Let me see. She's literally in this tall grass. There ain't no cows in there. a roping cow pen. When we go roping, or that's where we used to keep the roping calves when we have some. Alright, y'all, we're gonna keep riding, but we're gonna finish up with this video. We're gonna take her out of video's reach, go down by the barn and some other places. So y'all have a good day. Thank y'all for watching and following us, and continue to watch Gypsy 1 here for her progress. And thank you.